Dajahao, my name is Garrick, and welcome back to Taiwan, Lao Wai. And also Happy New Year, because it is officially New Year's Eve. 2024 is just around the corner. Also, take a look at this Christmas tree right in the middle of the train station. Wow, that's cool. So we're back in Taipei, in case you couldn't tell. We got a couple things I want to do here. There's obviously going to be a New Year's celebration. Finally going to visit Taipei 101. I believe it's the tallest building in Taiwan. But first things first, because as long as we're in the area, I think it's time for another episode of Mission Michelin. That's right, it's time to continue our journey to eat at every Michelin-recommended restaurant in Taipei. It's a fruitless journey that we will never be able to finish. I have accepted that, but we can still work a little ways down the list, I think. And our target tonight is a place called Peng Family, which is sort of smack dab in the middle of the main city. It's local Taiwanese cuisine. It's very seafood heavy, which will be interesting. God, it is already bopping in here for New Year's. It's only like 5:35 right now, but you can already see the crowd starting to gather. Anyways, Peng Family is a bit of a hop, skip, and a jump away, so we're gonna jump on a U-bike, ride our way over there, and grab ourselves a seafood dinner. See you then. Well, this is a first, a bike rack with all the bikes in use. New Year's Eve, baby, everybody's out and about, so we might have to walk a little further afield to find a bike to jump on. Also, I want to shout out how nice the weather is right now. Like, it has been bitterly cold for the past week or so, but it's finally sort of warmed up to pleasantly chilly, as you can tell by the fact that I'm not wearing a jacket. Not to worry though, I came prepared. We've got our jacket, we've got our umbrella in case it rains. I don't think it's gonna, the forecast did not call for that, but it's nice to be prepared, you know? Alright, this is gonna be a pretty incredible evening. I will put this phone down and pick it back up once we have found ourselves a bicycle, so see you soon. Something about biking in chilly night weather really gets the circulation pumping, you know? Okay, so I think earlier in the video I said Peng Family was local Taiwanese cuisine. Actually, I looked it up and that is not true. I was mistaken. It's actually Cantonese cuisine from China. The owner moved here from Hong Kong, I think it said 35 years ago. There's some more info on the Michelin website that you can look up, but yeah. Cantonese cuisine, very seafood heavy. I think this is going to be a fun time. Also, for clarity's sake, we are in Taipei's Da'an district, which is sort of smack dab in the middle of the main city. We just parked our bike at a massive roundabout right over there. But right now we're in a bit more of a quiet side street, as you can see. At least quiet by Taipei standards. Alright, the restaurant is right ahead of us. I say it's time for dinner. Oh, we got scuppered, my friends. We got scuppered hard. They actually are pretty booked up for this evening, which I guess is to be expected. Now, it's not a complete tragedy. They will be able to get me in at 7:30, which is about an hour and 20 minutes away. In other words, we got some time to kill, so now might actually be a good opportunity to slide down to Taipei 101 for a bit and see what's what. I will have to be pretty punctual, though, because there's not... From what I could gather, if I don't show up at the time slot of 7:30 to 7:40, they're not gonna have space for me. so I gotta keep a very close eye on the clock. So I'm gonna zoop on over to Taipei 101. That's probably gonna be a separate video, and I'm gonna see you all back here when it's time for dinner. Cool, see you then.
1 hour later.
Well, that certainly did not go the way I wanted it to. I'll spare you the grisly details, but we did not get to enjoy Taipei 101 as much as I wanted. We will have to come back another day to fully appreciate it when we're not so time crunched. For now, though, we are back in the vicinity of Peng family. I am getting very peckish, so I'm definitely looking forward to what's to come for dinner. See you there. Holy crap, that was delicious. Alright, so we're gonna have to do this a little differently than my usual restaurant visits. The ambiance in there was, you know, very quiet and respectful, so I didn't want to be shoving my camera and my big loud voice in everything. So instead of narrating the dinner as it happened, I will tell you about it afterwards with insert shots of me enjoying all the delicious food. First thing I want to say is that the restaurant itself is very beautiful. It has all these lovely wall scrolls and chandeliers and stuff. It makes you feel fancy eating there, even though it itself is not like a super luxurious place. It's very approachable. In terms of like English friendliness, it's also pretty good. They had an English menu with everything translated. Not all the staff speak English, I don't think, but we were able to communicate perfectly fine, so I consider that a win. And yeah, like I said, the cuisine here was very Cantonese in origin, which, if you don't know, that is the region of Chinese food that we are most familiar with in the US. It was mostly Cantonese immigrants who came over and brought their cuisine with them and introduced America to Chinese food. So if you can picture like, sort of like elevated Chinese takeout with authentic ingredients and presentation, you know, native to the region, that is sort of the vibe of this restaurant's food. We start off nice and simple. I got an apple soda to drink that was 60 NTD. An appetizer was some salty peanuts with crispy, I think like tiny little anchovies or something, those tiny little fish, whatever they're called. Also 60 NTD. It's a very good way to start the meal. Salty, it gets you salivating, it's not too filling. And then the feast began. First on the menu was crispy fried shrimp. Just whole shrimp, breaded and fried till shatteringly crunchy and crispy. These were very tasty. You can like eat them shell and all. The shell just sort of cracks in your mouth with the rest of the batter. It's probably the most similar to, I guess, salt and pepper shrimp is what you might be more familiar with in the US. You know, that kind of breading style, that kind of, you know, very salt-forward, spice-forward flavor, but with the sweetness of the shrimp still coming through very nice and strong. Next after that was beef in oyster sauce, which was the most, I think, familiar to me in terms of, like, what I know from Chinese takeout. You know, stir-fried beef in a sweet sauce with vegetables as well. Like, you could get that at any Chinese place down your corner, it would fit right in. But of course, it's a very good version of that. Whew, it's getting chilly. Beef was all very tender, it melts in your mouth easily, it wasn't too sweet, it had a good sense of umami from all the vegetables and the meat. Once again, another winner. Last but not least came the most interesting dish of the night, egg white custard with a dried scallop, I think XO sauce. Literally just this big, wiggly custard of egg whites with a sauce on top, made with little shreds of dried scallop. This is apparently one of the restaurant's signature dishes. I would honestly say it was my least favorite part of the meal, which is to say I still enjoyed it, it was still tasty, it was just maybe the least interesting thing I ate. It was very light, very silken, very mild flavors, even the sauce on top, which, you know, with American and Chinese places, you expect that sauce to be like really punchy and sweet and forward. This one was a lot more mild, and the eggs were pretty mild as well. So it was a very mild flavor overall, which I guess is why I say it was the least interesting thing I ate. But it was still good. I still enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm honestly shocked how much progress I made on these 3 dishes. I thought it would be like stuffed full to bursting, unable to continue, but I managed to polish off the majority of it. And then the most incredible thing happened. There was a family eating at the table next to mine, and I guess they sort of saw me filming everything and thought, huh, he's probably making a video of some kind. what if we gave him even more stuff to film? So they gave me a couple little bites of food from their own table, which was just the coolest thing. I am so happy, I'm so grateful to them. So I managed to get a taste of 2 more dishes, and I'm pretty sure I got the crispy skin chicken and the duck with mashed taro on top. The chicken was quite tasty. I think it was done in the style of like Peking duck with a kind of crackly, crispy skin surrounding this juicy, tender poultry. The taro duck was interesting. I've said before I'm not the biggest fan of taro as a flavor, but I did like the crispy sort of haystack-like fried taro shell on top, which I always love getting. And you could still taste the duck through the taro, which I think is a point in its favor. All in all, that was an incredibly successful dinner. I'm very happy. Managed to eat my fill without feeling like I'm going to burst at any moment. Definitely on the pricier side, between those 3 dishes, the peanuts and the soda, and the extra, like, surcharge for service, my grand total was 1,210 NTD, which is one of the more expensive dinners I have ever eaten in Taiwan. But again, the price was well worth it. It definitely earns its Michelin Bib recommendation. If you're in the area, maybe you're going to visit Taipei 101, I definitely recommend giving it a look. Just be sure to try and book a reservation beforehand, or you risk getting shut out like I almost did. That's gonna be my New Year's resolution. Get better at booking reservations for the Michelin highly coveted restaurants you are visiting. With all that said, I think that's the end of this video here. It's still New Year's Eve. I've got to film the turn into 2024 for my next video, or possibly my previous video. I don't know what order these are coming out in yet. But yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. I know you're getting that message probably quite late, but hello from the past. I hope 2024 is treating you well. So thank you once again for joining me at Taiwan Lao Wai. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Don't ask what that was all about, I have no idea. And as always, I will see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye!